Welcome back to our estate planning series. This is episode 4. I'm Amber. I'm with Halo Law. I'm the registered nurse at the firm, so I help people with their life planning. And we have Alicia Ray, our lawyer.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm the lawyer at the firm, and we help you plan your wealth building for future generations. So
And
today we're so excited to have Suzette Chambers with us. She's our special guest who'll be sharing her knowledge because she's an industry professional. Please let them know what you do.
I'm Suzette Chambers. I'm a licensed insurance and investment advisor in the province of Ontario, and I work with clients with their wealth planning. I help them create wealth, not chase it, and I help them put a strong financial foundation in place. And I work with these lovely lawyers in order to put their plans together.
Yeah, so Suzette has helped us so much with sending clients of hers. We work together by ensuring that they have the full package of their wealth built and transferable to their loved
and
ones.
you've set us such a range of clients
Yeah.
we've noticed. Like, how are you finding these people? They're from all different backgrounds. It's lovely.
I'm very active in the community. I work with a lot of women because I'm a woman, and I think women we kind of resonate with each other, and I find them everywhere I go: grocery store, online, referrals from other clients.
Because you're literally sending us the average person.
Exactly, because a lot of advisors, they try to chase that 1%. The we call them the whale, and then we forget about the mid market, the people like us,
The average person.
the average individual, right? So that's how I find these people, because they feel like you can relate to them,
100%.
right? And they know the same things that we struggle with financially. They have the same issues.
You sent us our youngest client, and that's the one theme of the talks. I believe you sent us a 22-year-old, which was amazing because people don't realize that it's every walk of life that needs this guidance. And yeah, making a estate plan, planning for the future.
Yeah, and the younger you start, the better, because you have such a long time horizon, right, to start building your wealth.
And I keep driving into people like the insurance planning, and I think people don't quite understand it. Maybe I'm not necessarily explaining it properly, but like buying the insurances now so that they don't have it through work and get stuck. I like to say, and maybe it's a bit morbid, but if you have insurance through work, you have to die there to get it.
Exactly. And a lot of times work insurance is not transferable. When you leave that company, you tend to leave the policy where it is. You don't really own the policy. The company owns the policy. So they can make changes to that at any time without even consulting you, right? And more times, an employer life insurance policy is usually 1 or 2 times your salary. So it doesn't really cover any much. So let's say you're making $50,000 and you pass away. Your family's probably just going to get a $50,000 check.
But actually, we had a client the other day going through probate, and the funeral was $50,000 itself. So, not that you necessarily need to be using this insurance for wealth building. It is a wealth building strategy, but the $50,000 was gone just with the funeral. So
Just for the immediate expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for your average person, like you and me, or should I say Amber and me, what should we be thinking about for insurance? What type of insurance do we need if we don't know about it? Yeah.
So I think the first thing you should think about is, what impact do you want to leave, right? Who are the people that are going to be most affected if you're not here? It's not, it is a wealth building strategy, but it's also an act of love for your family, especially if you know that, okay, I have people that are dependent on me. I have a family. I have parents, or I have siblings that, for whatever reason, you have people that are dependent on you. So think of it that way. It's not for you. You're doing it out of love for the people that you love. And then there's live-in benefits insurance. So it doesn't always have to be a death benefit. Could also be a live-in benefit. You know, a lot of people, you know, your number one, really, the purpose of you here is to generate income.
True. And you keep
Right.
talking about 7 streams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're here to generate income. And if you are unable to generate income, how are you going to financially support yourself?
Yeah. It's both adding value to society and adding value to yourself.
Yeah.
The one thing that I find personally confusing about insurance is the living one you're talking
The
about.
live-in benefits.
Yeah, so that's where you can get a whole policy versus a short.
So no,
Term
so the live-in
policy?
benefits, we're talking about critical illness, disability, long-term care. Okay? So critical illness, if you were to suffer a critical illness, let's say, you know, the 4 major illnesses that 1 in 5 Canadians usually suffer from, you know, especially women, heart attacks, right? Because we're always stressed. We carry everybody's problems.
true,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So let's say you suffer, you know, you had a heart attack or something. And you had a critical illness policy. Then you can file a claim because now you're going through recovery. Your recovery usually takes about 2 years for you to recover from a critical illness. But within those 2 years, what are you going to tell the bank?
Yeah.
What are you going to tell the dealership or whomever you have debt to? Oh, I can't pay it. I'm sick. No,
forgive me.
those you are still financially obligated to
Yeah.
meet those, you know, those monthly payments. You have to pay them.
Exactly.
So that's where the critical illness policy comes in.
Yeah.
Disability, you know, at any time you could get into an accident and you're unable to work.
Yeah.
So you need, you know, especially if you're a business owner, how are you going to continue the business if you're not able to generate income? So those are some of the things you have to think about when you're thinking about living benefits. And it benefits you while you're alive.
But it also goes hand in hand with power of attorney planning. Because I think people think
Exactly.
estate planning is you have to die. And it's not. Estate planning is your estate.
And they think estate planning is for the wealthy.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a big misconception.
Yeah.
If your heart beats and your brain works, that's what I say. It's time
It's-
for a
yeah,
will.
they think
But
it's
that
for
is
wealthy.
also so true. We don't want an interruption to have to change our life. We don't want our car to be repossessed,
And
our home
derail
to
our
be
wealth.
power of sale
Yeah.
sold by the bank just because we can't make our mortgage payments. So
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
so true that we need to have those tools in place or at least know what's available. Even like credit cards, you can have insurance on those.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
People don't opt for it, but you know, at least it's there.
It's true,
Yeah.
but I don't like credit card insurance.
No.
I don't like those because usually they just pay the minimum.
Oh, the insurance will cover.
Yeah,
this
it'll only pay your minimum payments, right?
But what about sometimes our clients will get their credit cards wiped if they pass away but I think they have to die for very specific reasons. The insurance should cover the balance, would it not?
A credit card insurance, I don't know how those ones work when it comes to filing a claim, but from what I understand,
The life planning.
it's usually they pay the minimum payments if you're unable to do that. But then what are you paying every month?
Yeah, it's true.
Interest.
Exactly. Like to me, it makes no
Yeah.
sense. Just have a proper plan. And with
Exactly.
any plan, the foundation, okay, let's say you're building a house. The first thing they do is they put is the foundation, right? And then they go the basement,
Yeah,
the second floor, the third floor.
just build
right?
it up.
So the foundation is your plan. You have your protections in place. And then you can start building. Because
Yeah.
now, let's say you get to the second floor and you've built this house and something happens. If you don't have the foundation,
And even
Then
just
what?
taking it a step further, I guess Alicia has a bit of understanding, especially in this, because her fiance is a carpenter and he does building. And he was explaining to me the other day, when you're building these properties, you actually have to send it off to get it approved by an engineer. So I think that just kind of full circles how many different professionals get involved with everything. So you're right, when you're building your wealth, it's not just something that you're responsible for. You need to loop all the
Yeah.
different members of the team into the conversation. So
you work with a financial advisor, you work with a lawyer, you work with a tax professional. You know what I mean? Because you definitely need a team. If you
and to take it a
especially-
step further, you work with your power of attorney. Your power of
Yeah.
attorney needs to know who all these people are.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to be high and dry in the moment.
And I think people also think they would never become incapacitated. Oh, that's never going to happen to me until it happens to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know?
true.
And that's what our previous guest spoke about. He's actually a registered nurse, and he said he's seen people as young as 30
And it's what you're
at the
saying.
end of their life.
She had a heart attack,
Yeah.
and a female carrying the weight of the world, like dealing with everybody else's problems, and it causes medical problems down the road. Not that that was necessarily the story, I guess, but we just deal with a lot of stress every day.
Yeah.
So with the estate planning, the power of attorney planning, we need to offload that stress, share it.
I always say to my clients, okay, now that we've completed your financial plan, we have this plan in place, the foundation is set. The next part of the process is to get your estate planning done. And that's when I make that formal introduction to you guys and say, hey, here's my client,
Yeah.
here's the lawyer. And, you know, I think you can have a discussion. Sometimes they're not ready.
What do they mean? What do you think people mean when they say they're not ready?
Cost,
Okay.
right? It's not a priority
Yeah.
because they're thinking, oh, it's too expensive. But girl, you just took a vacation for $4,000 and you're complaining about maybe paying $1,500 to $2,000 to get an estate plan done.
Yeah.
To me, it makes no sense. It's about
100%.
priorities.
Yeah.
You know
We
what I
also
mean?
do find that sometimes people think it's an information overload. You know,
Yeah.
they've already learned so much about this one part of their life that now they have to step into a new part of their life to plan that. So
Yeah.
we try and make it as simple, easy to follow, and accessible as possible. We just get them to.
I think
a
our
lot of
business
form and-
model is similar to yours
Yeah.
because we don't just bring the clients in and send them off. It's a lot of like following up. It's a lot of texting, a lot of just making sure everyone is on the same page.
Yeah.
A lot of the times people reschedule because they don't feel ready. You're right, but
Yeah.
like it's not
They're
a big deal.
scared.
Yeah,
They're overwhelmed because they think we're talking about death.
yeah,
Yeah,
We're talking about I'm not able to make decisions for myself. So people get very wary on that. It's like, you know, I had someone said to me, oh, I don't want insurance because if I get it, they're going to just kill me.
yeah.
Like, oh, so you guys can kill me off? And I'm like,
My friend's husband said that to me, and I love
what I
this
mean?
guy. And he's like, if I put my wife's name on and take my minor child off, will she just kill me? I was like, no, like we know the same woman.
it's a thing, right? It's again, it goes to education. And that's why I always lead with education when I'm working with clients, because I think once they're informed and they have the knowledge,
Yeah,
they're in a better position to make the decision to move forward and, you know, create the plan.
yeah. So what does it look like when a client comes to you? Is there an upfront cost, or how do they get the information
For the estate planning or for
for the
finance?
insurance?
because we kind of work in the same industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for
planning.
there's no upfront cost.
Yeah.
So, you know, similar, I don't know if you charge like a consultation fee. So I do a 30-minute consultation where we talk about what your financial goals are, you know, a needs analysis, you know, getting to know the client. What are your goals? What are your objectives? What are you trying to accomplish? Right. And I think once I understand that, and then I educate, you know, what do you know about insurance? What do you know about investments? And a lot of people don't know anything,
Yeah, it's true.
right? Other than maybe what they see on TikTok. I just want to say thank you so much, Halo Law, for having me on your podcast. My name is Suzette Chambers, and I'm a licensed insurance and investment broker in Ontario. And if you're looking to start a financial plan or to just get some information on how you can get started, you can reach me at www.empoweredfinancial.ca, or you can call us at 416-559-9242, or send us a quick email at info@empoweredfinancial.ca. I hope to hear from you. Have a lovely day.
I find it so funny because we don't necessarily do free consults, but I do the free call. So people will email me, they'll call me, and I'll do all of that. But then they'll book the consult because in our consults they'll get legal advice based on everything. And after I speak to them, a lot of the time they're like, okay, I'll call you back. And
Yeah.
don't necessarily hear from them again, because I think it does follow up with the information overload, because there's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot that we don't understand when we're learning about what we don't know, and it just freaks people out. It's hard because we're trying to help. And
Yeah. But also, like I said, sometimes it's not a priority. So I'm in the same, we're service professionals, right? And so a lot of the times, someone might not follow through.
yeah,
And then, but what I do, I send them, I keep them on the newsletters.
true. Yeah.
And I keep sending them information. And at some point they'll act. I have people from like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They were not ready. And now they're like, oh yeah, I'm ready to do it. I'm like, oh my God. I'm
Welcome
shocked
back.
because I'm like, I thought I actually lost this
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's sometimes you just like, I don't like to push people.
Yeah.
But it's that safe landing space where like the information is readily available whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I like that. It just,
People are just, I don't know, they're just afraid sometimes
Yeah.
to act, right? Procrastination. Then sometimes they have other people that they're listening to.
yeah.
That's, that little ear, someone who's never actually even, that
Yeah.
don't even have a plan.
No, I hear them on the back of the phone sometimes. They're literally in the room. Ask this next. Ask it. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. this is
They
so
don't
hard.
have a plan, but you're taking advice
Yeah.
from someone that doesn't have a plan. It doesn't make sense. Go to the professionals. They have the answers, not your friend who doesn't have insurance, doesn't have a financial plan, don't have a will or a power of attorney. Like, no.
The thing is, people forget that like if we don't have a plan, there is a plan already in place, and the government has planned for all of us.
Oh yeah, the government already has the plan for you.
Yeah.
That is for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So either you make the plan, you decide what you want, or they'll decide for you.
It's true.
So next month we have a big month for these type of discussions. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes. So next month, November, is Financial Literacy Month in Canada. And I'm going to be running a series of educational videos and posts on my social media so that because education is power.
Wait, tell the viewers your social media actually.
Oh, so you can follow me on Instagram at According to Susie. You can also join my Facebook community group, which is called Girl Code Toronto. Girl Code Toronto, which means you got to be a girl.
Period.
Point, period, blank, blank, dot, dot. Yeah, so that's where you can also follow me on TikTok as well under According to Susie. And so we're just going to be collaborating and sharing a lot of information that you can use in your everyday life to make decisions that will benefit you and your family.
Great.
Yeah, this will be my first financial awareness November. So I'm actually quite excited to see, because I am coming from the nursing industry, so
Yeah.
all of this is still quite new for me. Like lots of learning, lots of
learning. I know even cohabitation agreements. Like, we're in 2025. Why are you moving a man in your house without a cohabitation agreement in your house?
the best part is they're willing to sign a contract at work, but not a cohab agreement.
Yeah. So I think those are some of the things that we need to start educating people on.
Yeah.
Is that legal side of how making certain decisions can affect you financially and what that can mean for you legally, right?
Yeah.
So I think next month is going to be a big month for us.
Yeah, and education is so empowering. We have heard a lot of people say. I totally agree. Sometimes you won't necessarily act on what you learn immediately, but at least you now know it. You now have this in your toolbox, so when the time comes,
Yeah.
you can act.
You're like, wait.
Yeah.
No. I know this,
Yeah.
right? So education is power. And that's what I'm saying. And that is what I'm leading with for November is we're taking our power back, right? Because when you know these things, now you can make better decisions for your family, for yourself,
Yeah.
right? And nobody can pull that wool over your eyes.
But you actually wrote your little ebook. That was so exciting. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. So my ebook, 5 Smart Money Moves Every Woman Needs to Make right now.
Today, guys.
Not next week, but right now. And I think they're just simple, actionable steps. And that includes creating a will and a power of attorney.
Yeah.
And they're just simple things, because a lot of times when we think of wealth, we hear wealth.
You just think money.
You think money, but they think men,
Yeah, it's true.
right? Because for years, all our lives, we've been conditioned to think that only men can create wealth. And women just want to, just hop on their bandwagon and take in the court and take all their money. But women
Yeah.
are so powerful when it comes to creating wealth. I mean, we contribute trillions of dollars to the economy. Trillions. But yet still, we're always overlooked when it comes to the wealth conversation.
But you've heard women say, I'm looking for a rich husband. And I think we're this close to hearing men say, I'm looking for a rich wife.
They'll never
We are
admit
getting
it,
there.
but in the back of their head, they're looking
We're
for that.
working hard.
Looking for the sugar mama.
We see some house husbands. Yeah. It's like actually becoming a thing. And it's quite nice because like, I
Oh,
don't really want
really?
to be cleaning anymore. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to come look after my house, that's fine with me.
All right. She'll be the breadwinner.
That's okay.
Cool. Yeah, so the ebook is there. I do have another one coming out in the new year as well. So it's just to educate people, give them the awareness. And I think, when women are educated when it comes to finances, do you know how the impact that will have in a household?
Yeah. And in the generations as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
It trickles down. Like
absolutely.
we still have the traditional matriarch and she still has a lot of influence on everyone,
Yeah.
nurturing the children, the grandchildren. So yeah, it'd be nice with a little bit more money.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's exciting. So when's the new ebook coming out?
March for Women's Day.
Oh, true.
Yes. I'm also hosting my annual Empower Me Women's Summit that will be around Women's Day
So
next year as well, and for March, because I think, like I said, women are always, we don't get the attention that we deserve when it comes to finances and planning. So I think it's important for me, with the platform that I have, if I can influence a woman to take charge of her finances or to help her get out of debt or to think bigger, right? I want to do it.
So what motivated you to get into this? Because the passion is good and that's how we're going to get far with this. But what's fueling this?
To get into the business or to...
And just to actually like think critically about this topic and share the knowledge with others. What made you
Because
want
nobody
to?
shared it with me.
It's true. Yeah,
I want to do for people what no one did for me,
it's true.
right? And I have a daughter.
Yeah, the one thing we keep talking about is just do things different.
Yeah.
If they didn't do it for us, that's what the difference
We're
is.
in
Just do it.
2025 where everything's at the tip of her fingers. We can access information just like that.
Yeah, and it also comes back to the knowledge part. I feel like a lot of people, myself especially, as soon as I learn something, I'm telling somebody else, whether I know exactly whether I understood it correctly or not. I'm still sharing what I
I heard this word today. It's something insurance.
But that's the thing, right? You have to, and women, we share what we
Yeah.
know. We share it with our friends. We share it with our family. We share it with our children,
clients.
right?
And
Yeah, and
clients,
clients, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's like as soon as we hear it, we're like, you need to get on board.
Yeah, this is the best thing you can do right now.
Believe it or not, we're late to the game.
yeah, it is.
We're still
but
early,
it's
but
never
we're
too
late.
late, though.
Yeah,
There's people think that, oh, it's too late for me.
Yeah,
It's never too late. You can start over at any time.
Yeah.
it's true. Yeah.
you can always improve.
You
You
just
can
gotta learn
always
who to
improve.
talk
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Say hi.
And I think also learning and educating yourself, it's self-development, self-improvement. Like,
But we all thought we'd just, get our degrees, relax into the job.
Yeah, right.
Uni's done. Let me just chill.
no,
Like book the trip and get back to work and learn more.
no.
Yeah, it's crazy. The one thing that you also do is your travel. Like, that's very important, I think, for wealth planning is you need to intentionally take time and look after
Yeah.
yourself and just see the
It's
world.
called self-care.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into the travel business because I like to travel. And why not incorporate my two passions of financial planning and literacy and travel? Because a lot of people think it's not possible. They think like, oh, I can't afford it, you know, but you can.
It's true.
And again, it starts with planning.
She booked me a trip for $1,700. Like,
See what I mean?
I'm out.
Yeah.
And even just what you're saying, like, oh, now I know it's possible to just take a quick getaway and come back. You don't have to do a full 12-day vacation.
Yeah.
Let's give a bit of backstory here. Sue just got back from a 3-day trip in Jamaica. She's living our best life.
We call it the rich girl energy.
So she's telling us, come. Yeah, you can come.
You could do it. Yeah, you could do it. But then again, you have to plan it, right?
Yeah, it's true.
It's not something you just get a,
It's true.
say, oh, I'm
I
just
booked
gonna
my
go to
trip a
Jamaica
couple
for the
months
weekend.
ago now, and you're right.
you know, you want to plan it.
Just incorporate it in.
Yeah, and just incorporate it into your schedule.
Yeah.
You know, it's possible. You can have. Listen, you can have it all.
It's
You
true.
can.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing all of this. You truly are a master planner. Finances, vacations.
It's true.
She's your go-to person.
Yeah.
Go-to girl.
And that's it. She'll
Yeah.
actually remind you, you can afford it. Don't
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes, but the learning, the development, it
Yeah.
really,
Experiences.
yeah,
Yeah,
Makes
it's
you
called
who you are.
enjoyment.
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, and it's a part of life.
Yeah.
You know, you work.
And
But
you
you're
know what?
supposed to.
Tell your power of attorney, if I'm ever incapacitated, you send me on a trip.
One-way trip, I hope.
And don't forget, when you travel,
Yeah.
it is very important for you to get travel insurance.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. I actually needed it when I was traveling once. Like, long story short, I fell off a horse.
Oh, God.
Very embarrassing. I take horse riding lessons now because the trauma is there. So I ended up in a tourist trap. And this was in Dominican. I ended up in a hospital, and as a nurse, I was just sitting there so confused how this is escalating to this point. And I injured my hand. They're taking x-rays. They're squeezing my injury. They're like, ooh, does that hurt? I was like, absolutely. Like, why are you touching it? And then they tried to make me stay overnight, all because I had some travel insurance. But if I didn't have travel insurance, they wouldn't let me leave.
That would
No.
have been an expensive out-of-pocket
Yeah.
trip.
Out of pocket. And they wanted to make sure my insurance went through before I left. But then if I didn't have the insurance, I would have had to pay up front. And she said there was even like security.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would hold you hostage until you leave. Yeah,
Armed.
until you pay that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like actually,
She was so thankful she had the insurance.
yeah, luckily I had it on my credit card, I think. But it didn't cross my mind because I was still young that I actually should have proper insurance when I
Yeah.
travel. So yeah, unfortunately I was one of the ones who had to learn the hard way, and my hand hurt a lot.
Yeah.
People still
Even
tease me.
just recently when I was in Jamaica, my filling in one of my tooth came out.
You were there for 3 days. Like, what was
I
going
was
on?
like, oh my God, like I need to go to a dentist.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to the dentist because I wasn't in any pain or anything. But I had insurance.
Yeah.
So if I needed to go to the dentist for emergency dental,
Yeah.
You could.
I could have done that.
See, that's exactly what we say too, is just plan for the unexpected so you have options.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
stuck doing with
Oh, I had to go to the hospital once when I was traveling in Europe as well. Like, I don't know why this stuff doesn't cross my mind. That's why I need a power of attorney just to hold my hand through all of
Yeah.
this. Because,
And even sometimes you need a power of attorney for when you're traveling too, right?
yeah, because they can
Yeah,
help
just
with
for
affairs at home.
temporarily
Yeah.
while you're away. If something happens to you when you're away,
Or even in your, let's say your property, right?
yeah,
Let's say a water, like a pipe bursts and somebody needs to go handle your home. They can go to the
and
bank.
go to the bank and
They can
yeah,
make payments. Like, anything
work
can
with the
happen.
utility companies.
Yeah. Be let in if you live in a condo, like all the nonsense that we just think, oh, what happened to me? Just, if it does, be ready, because
yeah.
it's a lot.
Until it happens.
It's true.
Until it happens.
Until you're on a beautiful beach with a lovely horse and you smash your hand on a rock.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's okay though. I'm good with horses now. I actually enjoy them again. Well, Sue, thank you so much for joining us. Like, this has just been such a pleasure, such a privilege to be able to sit down and chat with you. Like, you always have the most to share and the best stories.
I always have the most to say.
Yeah, the tooth was a new thing for me. Yeah?
We'll put all of your contact details on the bottom of this video.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they'll
let
find
me
you.
say that. We'll put the contact details so you can reach her at the bottom of this video. All her social medias will be there. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And we're so grateful that you were sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
The first professional guest.
It's true.
Yeah.
Episode 4.